All right, what is up, you guys? Sage here. Build is Sunday, episode 7, the mental side. Here's the reality of it. You can know about business all you want. The things we discussed in the first 6 episodes, you can know the pricing, the structure, the customer, everything, and still fail if you don't have this right, the mental side. So today we're going to talk about work ethic, resilience, and sacrifice. First and foremost, we're going to make an example of a video that's going to come out tomorrow, but it's about what happened yesterday. And so we did our first event as a team with Office Cube, in which about 100 players came through our booth. We had a little booth set up, with some branded stuff. We had the banners, we had the pull-up banners, the shark fins, all that good stuff. Some brochures, whatever the case, and we were sponsoring a watering hole. So as people were coming through, they'd engage with us, and you have to keep the energy up. Long story short, you have to be willing to wake up at 4:30 to be in the next city by 7 or 8 and be highly energetic and engaging with people for an entire day, doing an activity that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your business. Because in terms of the actual generation and servicing of the customers, those aren't the core activities that we do. However, it's still a very important integral part of how people perceive your business, how people perceive your team, how people understand the way that you approach people, how you can communicate within those moments, within those times when you're not the most highly energetic, that I respect you, I care about you, and I'm here for you. Because that's what the customer wants to feel when they're experiencing your business, and that's what they're going to receive or not receive when they're interacting with you in those moments. And so it's important to remain consistent with your identity, even when the pressure hits. You may be tired, you feel like it doesn't matter, or you even negotiate yourself with yourself, and you'll talk yourself into not caring about what the result is, what the experience is. But the truth is, it's in those moments that even the most brilliant people, the most brilliant ideas, brilliant teams, brilliant systems can fail. Is you have to have the work ethic to be willing to be working every single hour that you're awake. That every hour you're awake, you're doing something that has something to do with the work itself and the development of self. That doesn't mean we don't take some take a few hours off here and there, like 1 hour here, 1 hour there, where you're just watching something because it's funny, or you're just entertaining yourself, you're decompressing, you're unwinding. That's a part of it as well, right? Is the more sustainable your routine is for you, the longer you're gonna be able to go. And we're going on 50-year runs here. We're not trying to, yeah, like grind ourselves out in like a year and live a life that we're not happy with and that we don't find sustainable, because then you just don't end up going as far as you could go in 10 or 50. So I don't say that to say it's it's very important that you stay working every single hour, you don't give yourself the time to decompress. But I say that to say you have to be willing to work every single waking hour, like genuinely, from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to sleep. Be doing the thing, or doing things that help do the thing, that prop up the thing, that promote the thing, that do something about the thing. And the main differentiator between the people who do things and the people who don't, the main differentiator between, and Patrick David said this, something to the effect of, the main separator between the people who achieve great success and the people who just talk about it is sense of urgency. Is, okay, you say you want to do this thing, but what did you do about it today? What did you do about the fact that you want to create something, do something, be something today? So the work ethic is very, very important. Without it, you will not be able to go very far, because you're competing against guys like me who are willing to work 24 hours a day, if at all possible, willing to pass out on the desk in front of the computer, willing to wake up the next morning, get right back on the grind, and be happy doing it. You might be doing the same thing, but you're miserable. I live for this. So work ethic, and let's break it down, right? Work ethic is the effort it takes for something to get done. That's work effort takes to achieve a task, or complete a task or achieve an objective. Ethic is the science of morals. Morals is your belief in what is right and is not right. And so your work ethic is your science of morals when it comes to your work. What you believe is correct and incorrect in a way that you approach your work. And so if you believe certain ways about the work and how much it takes and the way to approach it, you're just not going to make it, period. And then you need to be willing to, let's talk about resilience and then talk about sacrifice lost. Resilience is the circumstances will get hard. It won't be a situation where you're always at your best, doing your best. You're always firing from all cylinders, and your ability to not only endure, but your ability to get back to your regularly scheduled work uh, after having a bad experience, an adversive experience, right? And so it's not only I don't dip or how far you dip, right? And then there are multiple components, but I'm not going to get into it. Ultimately, if this is you when you're stabilized, and then if this is you when you're stabilized, something bad happens, you go to here, and then within a week or a couple of days or a couple of hours you're back to regular or even go above, and you hyper adjust, and that makes you go harder. The fact that you dip, the fact that you went that through that thing, then you will be considered a very resilient person. If you're someone where it takes very little to tick you off, when you're ticked off you go very deep and you don't ever recover, you're traumatized in a negative sense, then you're not going to be able to make it very much. So the idea with the resilience part is don't let shit get to you. Just let shit brush off your shoulders. Let shit not affect you at all. And from the fact that it could have affected you, let that be a reason for you to grow even stronger and go even harder, so that such things won't affect you in the future. And then always bounce back quickly if you're ever affected, and bounce back better and harder than you were before. And finally, the sacrifice side. Um, Again, going back to the example, this was a Saturday. I'm making that one example because it's the most relevant, most recent, and you're gonna be able to check out a video tomorrow and see at least a little bit of what it looked like, right? But ultimately, I work every weekend. Like I don't go out. I don't keep very many friends at all. I'm not interested in chit chat. I'm not interested in your problems. You call me with your problems, I'll probably hang up. I will literally tell you, hey, no offense, bro. Like, all love in that. Hope it gets sorted out, but I'm not your guy. Very very nice to people. Very very warm. Very humble. Treat people well. All that good stuff. But you also need to get to the spot and the point where this thing matters to you most. And we vote for what we think matters most with our time and with our money and with our energy. So whatever you spend the most time on, the most energy on, the most money pursuing and going towards, that's the thing that you are saying through action matters to you the most. And so every moment that you're not doing the thing, you're not doing what you said you were going to do, you're not chasing the dream, whatever you're replacing that action with, if you're busy watching your favorite TV show, you're saying in that moment, for this next hour, this TV show matters to me more than my goals. You're saying for this next couple of hours that I'm going to be going to this club and partying and doing that, like that, the money I'm going to spend, like all that, I'm spending resources and energy on this because having friends matters to me more than my goals. And that might be the case, and that's okay. And I'm not saying this is always going to be the case. I'm not saying we don't unwind. I'm not saying we don't chill, we don't do this and that. But it's a ratio, isn't it? And the earlier on you are in your entrepreneurial journey, you'll find that 9 times out of 10 you have to be doing the thing, and then there's that one time out of 10 where you're spending time with family, you're on the phone call with like a potential significant other, you're doing something that is not the thing. Not like 1 time out of 10 you're doing something that's not the thing. 9 times out of 10 you have to be focused on your thing. And then as you grow in life, if you again start this way early and you're unbalanced this way, as you grow older, you're going to be able to shrink that down to now 8 times out of 10, 7 out of 10, six, five. And then eventually, when you're in your older ages, if you want to spend most of your time just on a beach with family, chilling, you're going to have enough assets, things working for you that you can do that and still live a good life and still be continuing uh, to to eat the fruits of your labor, because you overloaded, so you fronted so much work while you were at your peak energy. When you had a lot, you invested a lot within yourself, you gained skills, you built assets, and that's what will allow you later on to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more chilling. And if you don't front the work now, and you try and get that work life balance going, then you'll find that later on in life you won't have those assets, you won't have those things, and you're gonna have to work much harder for much later, which with much less energy, which I argue is a lot more difficult than working a lot while you have a lot. You're superhuman, bro. You got freaking tiger blood. Like I said, I had that hectic day yesterday. I was gonna record this last night, passed out, literally passed out with my glasses on, everything. Woke up this morning, posted content, ate something. Now I'm here, and I'm gonna record some shorts because I'm out of shorts, and I already had some preloaded content that I've been working on all throughout the week that I knew I was gonna. And so if you don't have that level of work ethic, resilience, and you're not willing to make that sacrifice, then it's going to be very difficult to beat someone like me. Again, I'm very open about my plans. I'm very open to an extent. Obviously, like, the bigger you get, the less and less you can talk about what you have going on, how you plan on executing, simply because there are other people, there are other stakeholders involved. But me personally, I don't fear, and this is no offense to anyone, I don't fear letting people know about what I got going on, what I'm thinking, what I'm planning, because I don't fear any man. Like, here's the plan, here's the game plan, here's the game, here are the rules of the game, here's how I'm gonna play it. Beat me. I dare you. Because I know most people won't have the work ethic, they won't have the resilience, and they won't sacrifice ultimately. And you might be more talented, better, have better advantages, know more people, whatever now, but you aren't going to beat me over a year. You aren't going to beat me over 5 years, over 10 years, over 50 years, because you just don't want it as badly as I do, and you don't dream as big as I do. Like this, the fastest way to get to 100,000 isn't always the fastest way to get to 10 million, right? They're different vehicles, and sometimes you need to build a wider, deeper foundation before you can go up. If you're building a massive building, than if you're just building the tallest building that you can within. Like, if you're building the tallest building you can within a year, it's going to look one way and it's going to go up very quickly. But if you're building the biggest and tallest building you can over 50 years, you're going to spend a lot more time on the foundation than you are going to spend actually going up. But when the time is to go up, people are going to realize the scale to which you're growing, and the scale to which you are trying to make this project. I live my life and I end my life with this project. If I give this project up, I'd be a man without dreams, and I don't want to live that way. So thank you for watching. If you like the videos, please do hit that subscribe button. I have been Sage, standing on business.